Hey, what's up everybody, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.2, version 5.0.1. Today we have a 3v3 on Pelennor Fields. I believe this is the 3v3 version of Pelennor Fields, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll take a look at this game. I believe this is a game I played, if I'm not mistaken as well, so we'll see. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Yeah, this is the 3v3 version of Pelennor Fields. Pretty cool map. Of course made by Lazarus. We have Destroyer, myself as the Dwarves there in the top right, and my ally Belsebub as Dwarves as well. And then our third ally is J2Shot as the Goblins. The opposing team, we have another Dwarf player, the Glutimus Maximus, which is to glutum here. That's all that fits in the damn thing. We have No You, who is Lazarus, as Angmar there. And we have Glaurung as Mordor. So I'll be facing off more specifically against Glaurung there, of course. And then you have Lazarus against Belsebub, which seems the most fair thing you could probably find. And then we have J2Shot against Glutimus. So we'll see how that fares. Of course, the middle person usually helps out wherever they're needed, though. But yeah, we'll see if this game's any good. I hope it is. I did want to cast this game, I remember, so must did fairly well. Who knows? Anyway, I'm throwing down a Hall of Warriors there. I've gone for 3 mine shafts around my fort, which is probably not ideal, but you know, I'm not the most aggressive dwarf player, I'm going to be honest. We have a Hall of Warriors for Belsebub also. Getting 3 there. Oh, I guess so. And he's throwing down a forward mine. Ah, yes, I'm going to throw down a forward mine as well. I remember. So I decided to throw down my forward mine shaft here. So we'll both have forward mines to go against Glaurung right there. So hopefully it works out for us. And of course, J2Shot got some Goblin Warriors here. Sending him back to capture this outpost. There is outposts in the corner here. The way I look at the map, it looks like the border is like this little road. But the road on the map, mini-map, actually looks like the border, but it's not. It's the road on the mini-map. It confuses me every time I look at the mini-map. But yeah, we have some orcs from Glaurung here capturing the outpost there, so he'll benefit from that as well. He's got a couple orc pits, and he'll send some orc archers and orc warriors my way undoubtedly soon. And it looks like Lazarus's Angmar troops have been sent through here. They actually took out... No, they didn't actually take out. I think they forced me to cancel my mine shaft, though. Possibly, and I rebuilt it. I don't know. Of course, he's sitting on 2 Hall of the King's Men, so he'll be spamming out thralls left and right. And then Glutimus has himself a defense against goblins, which was never fun as dwarves, considering how slow you are. Never fun indeed. He's getting the archer range there to help try and deal with things. I'm orange, I believe, yeah. So these are my guardians here. We have a very large force from Glaurung, though, being sent out. They're going to head up to the north here, to my area, and cause some havoc. And of course, I don't have much in the way of defense, as you see there. He's throwing down his war chant, and now he's going in for an attack. I think I'm going to lose quite a few structures there, I would imagine. Meanwhile, looks like a lot of mines are being taken out from Glutimus. So J2Shot walking around, throwing down his rally call on his goblins there. If you could knock that down as well, that'd be a good pickup. Or get this mine. Actually, Lazarus actually capturing our outpost here. Or my outpost, rather. That I was supposed to capture. I do have some guardians in there, and I'm going to probably lose that mineshaft. Because I'm probably busy over here. Looks like I was going for an attack. Also placing a forward mine there. Opting to leave instead, because there's just so many archers here that are buffed. My guys would have just got slaughtered, of course. So tactical retreat. Not always a bad thing to do up here. The base of Lazarus being under attack from Belsebub here. Yeah. Belsebub has some guardians over here. Does he have forward mines? Someone throwing a forward mine. Oh, that's my forward mine, apparently. Right in the back here. That's a good spot for a forward mine. I don't think anyone will see that as of yet. And of course, Belsebub has a forward mine here, which is pretty useful. J2Shot continuing to send waves of goblins in onto Glutimus. Glutimus has a fairly sizable force now, though. He has a couple of battalions of axe swords, which are always great. And some Guardians, which are always equally as great. They hold out fairly well against pretty much anything. I don't think these should be an aggressive stance, though. They basically kill off Goblin Warriors anyway, but they'll take increased damage, of course, if they do that. I think hold ground stance is the best way to deal with Goblin Warriors for pretty much anything, because their armor is just so bad, but their attack is so high. That's kind of how they work, as you would expect. Glaurung has a nasty force here. It looks like he's already upgraded to Black Orc Warriors. So, of course, those are stronger than regular orcs. Let's take a look. You can get real close. I don't have an upgraded texture pack for them, as I do with the regular Belsebub 2 units, but it's not really noticeable anyway. I wish there was a Rise of the Witch King upgrade texture pack like there is for the base game. That'd be kind of nice. But there is not, alas. Anyway, we have the army of Glutimus pushing forward now on JT Shot over here. He's got a fairly decent sized amount of troops. I don't think he has a forward mine or anything, though. In fact, I'm fairly certain he does not. Although, maybe opting to change that. What is this? He's going for a mine shaft, so that's fairly forward. Looks like Belsebub has a fairly decent sized army inside of Lazarus' base, though, who's having trouble here. Because I am attacking him as well. It looks like Belsebub has the majority of the forces here into Lazarus' base, and Lazarus' fort now taking a lot of damage to rally called troops. As you see, I do have forward mines all around the place. I'm continuing to build forward mines around the fort of Glaurung here, so he's continually having to deal with that. Will Lazarus' fort stand? I don't actually know. There is a Waldar here. And a snowbind being thrown down on the fortress. That will save it, of course. And now Lazarus' troops will be forced to fight to the death or retreat. Or not Lazarus, Belsebub's troops. Probably fight to the death, though, I would expect. Lazarus does have some troops out in the field here, as is Glaurung. Glaurung moving him into my base, which is pretty empty and sparse, actually. Looks like I do have the outpost now, as well as the mine back there. I have gone for the oil casks. It's basically impossible for the orcs to destroy my base now without some sort of siege equipment or something of that nature. Oil casks can really save your base from spam. Somebody who's going heavy on the melee troops, especially if they don't notice it coming. I think I hit Glaurung with it pretty hard in this match, but I don't know if that's already happened or not, because he didn't notice I had it yet. Which, it can be pretty sneaky to use. I love it. Magma Cauldron, oil casks, and boiling oil, all equally very useful. It looks like No You has been defeated. So Belsebub's attack on Lazarus has been successful. So now the southern team is one teammate down. Of course, that won't end well. With a strong dwarven army barreling down on the fortress of Glutimus, he will have a very hard issue dealing with that and the goblins, but he was actually making good ground against the goblins here. So I'd imagine if he was given enough time, J2 Shot would have been defeated. Got some Spider Riders out now as well. Stop observing whoever we're observing. There we go. Of course, there is a large orc army behind my base. Majority of it are archers, though, so I don't have to worry too much about it being destroyed. But with enough, he will be able to fight off majority of my guys. I do have a lot of guys, though, just not very grouped together. I do still have a forward mine here and no more mines anywhere else. Looks like he has taken out a majority of them. Belsebub continuing to place mines all around the place and pushing in towards the base of the dwarves down here. So of course, Glutimus is going to have to react to that and kind of abandon his quest to destroy J2 Shot, unfortunately for him. As you see, my Axors. Axors are really what you need to counter these archers here. The axes do a lot of damage, especially when buffed. As you see, they drop like flies. Battle Wagon is also great, but I don't have a siege works, as you see there. So I've dealt with his attack fairly well. He's continuing to try and get rid of these forward mines, which is really what he needs to do, of course. Maybe not with this many guys, but maybe he's chasing the army of Belsebub, who knows. Which is over here in the center now. And now looks like JT Shot has a bit of a reprieve on his base. He can start spamming more guys. Those guys go back into the tunnel where they came. Not wanting to get trampled by the Spider Riders, of course. So it is only a matter of time here, I believe, before we all crush one of these players. Oh, we have a Fell Beast out for Glaurung here. That should be incredibly useful. Axe swords aren't the best thing against Fell Beasts, especially with he has this much stuff to support it. So he's sending it across the map though to help his ally out, which is a good idea. And he's also sending guys through the middle to destroy all these forward mines that Belsebub has created. So definitely a good call there. We have a forward mine shaft, the undermine power used from Belsebub. Let's try and get a surprise attack on the fortress of Glutimus. It looks like Glutimus answering in kind with his own forward mine. His own undermine, rather. He's also throwing down wall hubs, which is really a great idea. Not only are these hard to kill, they stop the majority of these guys from hitting the actual base itself. If only he had the oil casks. It probably wouldn't kill a majority of the dwarves, though. They are buffed heavily. And it looks like I thrown in a undermine as well with an army to boot. So we're going for a big attack on the base of Glutimus, and we should be able to triple team him down, I think. Of course, Glaurung is going for an attack on my base here. He actually sent trolls, which I don't have a counter for. But as you see, the oil cast's in effect there. And I'm having the fortress target down the trolls specifically, because that's what's going to do the most damage. I might actually lose my base here. Can't say for sure. Looks like somebody has a brand also. Belsebub has a brand. Hopefully that'll target down something. The troll's dead now. Of course, oil cast comes back fairly quickly. And the base of Glutimus is going to fall here. His fortress already gone. His hall warrior's gone now. I think all that remains there is that one and whatever he's building there. It looks like my fortress will stand now. As you see, the oil cast is making it impossible for the orc warriors to be able to do any damage. The worm being summoned in by Glaurung. This should do some damage to my archer range at least. Throwing down an axe tower, because I was kind of worried about the Fell Beast, of course. I figured a regular axe tower would be a little more useful. Glutimus has been defeated now. And now all the armies will converge on Glaurung here, who will have to pull off our miraculous defense if he hopes to win this game. And then somehow counterattack 3 people. I don't see that happening, but we'll see how well he does. He does have Morgamir and Kamul, though. So that's pretty neat. And that should help out in the defense, especially against the goblins. Goblin spam is pretty easily countered by that many Fell Beasts. Even one Fell Beast does pretty well. There's a lot of axe throwers though in Belsebub's fort or army there. That would make it increasingly difficult. Looks like he's going for another attack on my fort. Will he get it though? I don't actually know. The troll does go down. One of the Fell Beasts goes down. Will this last Fell Beast have what it takes to take down my fortress? Oh, it's going to be close. I don't think he'll have it. I do have the armor upgrade, of course, as well as a lot of arrow towers. I think he'll actually get it, though. Yeah, one more swoop and he does have it, unless somebody has a rebuild. Oh, and down goes my fortress. Unfortunate. Unfortunately, he does lose his Fell Beast in the process, and I am nowhere near dead. I still have my builders, I'm pretty sure. So, not too big of a deal for me, really. There's my builder right there. I'm just like, okay, well, that sucks. I tried to defend it. If only I had like a second more time, I would have defended my fortress. But it does fall. So Glaurung gets to at least get that as a consolation prize. Looks like he does have the Morgul Sorcery, the Lava Moat, Catapult expansions, Morgul, what do they call it? Gatewatcher expansions, that's what it's called. I was about to call them Morgul Terror expansions. Not quite right. But he will have to defend now against the armies of the Alliance of the North. Lots and lots of goblins. Some more dwarves here. That's my dwarven army, actually. Fairly small. What I really need to get rid of is, of course, this. Or perhaps these. Catapult expansions, also pretty deadly. So I'm trying to target on the catapult itself. Oh no. I targeted down the catapult expansion until I realized it was too tanky, and I just decided to target down the catapult instead, which is much more killable, as you see there. So that's something to keep in mind. Always kind of better to target down the catapult on top instead of the actual thing. So he's got to troll with a stick. Those are fairly useful for countering large guys. Large amounts of guys, I should say. Especially in Goblin spam like that. Although these phalanx is doing fairly well, piking them to death. Fortunately, he does not have the magma cauldrons. That would be huge right now. Of course, you could tell the magma cauldron is purchased by that little magma cauldron on top right there, if it's ever there. Unfortunately for him, it's not. And he summons a worm. Or no, we summoned a worm. And Glaurung has been defeated. Down goes the fort. And that is the game. So yeah, well played to everyone in that match. I thought it was a pretty good match. So really, it was one of the few wins I have, you know, to showcase. I don't win very often, so when I do, especially as the Dwarves, it feels good. Because I think Dwarves are actually my worst team. I think I could say that with utmost clarity or something. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that cast, and I'll see you in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02. See you guys next time.